And we're live! Alright. This is JPIA TV, The Live, Episode 1. Yeah, we had Episode 0 a couple of weeks back, and now we're on Episode 1, finally. I am here today, Emiya Starlock, and my partner in crime, Rick Dom.
Hello!
First off, today is April 29th, and it is the birthday of Ranka Lee. Happy birthday, Ranka! Yay!
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
So that is one thing we had to mention first. Anyways, anything of note this week? We will go through, I guess, the pre-order breakdown for the past couple of weeks. Would you like to start, Rick Dom?
Yeah, let's see what we got. Let's take a look at this incredible list of things that we've got to talk about for the past few weeks. Most notably, the big Bandai drop happened just a few days ago.
All right. Well, let's get through that stuff right now. I'm on AmiAmi. Just something of note that AmiAmi doesn't actually have every item from the Bandai drop. Just because certain items they don't sell in the U.S.
Yeah.
So just with the start we'll start with the Bandai stuff and we'll move our way down. This is just an easier way of having a reference. Well, let's start with the hottest item, the quickest sellout item of the Bandai drop, which is the Gundam Fixed Figuration Metal Composite Unicorn Gundam Final Battle Type. This item was the star of pretty much the item everyone was trying to get. It's limit 1 per person. It's sold out in the typical AmiAmi, in stock, add to cart, sold out fashion.
Immediately gone.
This is technically, I guess, the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is like the 6th or 7th, 8th time that they've sold this mode. What makes this one special is the fact that it comes with the shield funnels, which has never been available with any of the other Gundam Unicorns metal composite before. So it has the feature of the shield funnels. It also has this really sexy greenish pearlescent finish. As there's a comparison with the regular Awakened version. You can see the Awakened version's much whiter. This one has like this greenish pearlescent greenish tint. And
like a very, very light teal.
Yeah, because this is supposed to be meant the final battle when it has everything going on. It's like powered up and everything. So this is basically from the last episode of Gundam Unicorn. And this is basically the Awakened version, which was released previously. This one has Shubat. Although, another thing of note is apparently there's a new joint added. I don't exactly know where they added it because I've never handled it myself, but it basically allows it to have the iconic pose, which is not actually doing right there, but I'm assuming it's something along this line right here. It's supposed to be able to give it so that you can do the shield funnel pose from the series. Again, this is a really great piece. If you missed it on AmiAmi, probably the best way to get it now is to go to BBTS and buy the US Bluefin distribution version, which probably releases about a month later than the Japanese release. I believe it costs, I think, $245 or $250.
It's $249.
$249. So
yeah.
It's actually not that different than, at the current exchange rate, after you pay on PayPal, it's actually not that different than buying it on AmiAmi, actually. So if you missed out and you don't want to, wait for AmiAmi to get it back in stock, this is probably the best way, is to go to BBTS. Moving on, we also got the Robot Damashi Force Impulse Gundam. This is a design, not the most popular design. Bandai seems to like it a lot, but all the later designs from Destiny are the popular ones. It comes with special parts to interact with the recently released Freedom Gundam Robot Damashi from when they duel each other. And it's Destroyed Freedom Gundam. And Yeah, it doesn't transform anything with Robot Damashi, so it's mostly focused on the articulation and playability aspect as an action figure, and not as a transforming robot toy. Very cool. If you're a Gundam Seed Destiny fan, it's definitely a must-have. I mean, or Robot Damashi fan in general, if you're collecting Gundam Seed series, definitely something worth having. Moving on, what did you think of Impulse Gundam, Rick Tom?
Well, I never seen the series, but it looks really sick. And I'm all for these robot Damashi, kind of going with each other, coming with those extra parts and stuff like that. Like the Star Wars line did before with the Vader head, and like the other robot Damashi line where you get one figure and it comes with like the broken shield of the RX-78, and I like when they connect that way. I think Pharaoh on the ACBA podcast, which we're also a part of every Sunday on the ACBA channel, mentioned that he would have wanted to have seen the Black Panther with like an interlocking item, like something that connects it to another figure, which I agreed. I would have liked to have seen like the Black Panther come with a scratched up shield.
Oh yeah, definitely. That would have been sick. Something a lot of people definitely would want to have, I think.
Yeah, you put the lines together that way. It would have been cool. It would have been cool to have had something like that.
All right. Now that we got that out the way, the next item is a High Metal R VF-1A Valkyrie, the standard production model from the Macross, the original Macross series.
The Brownie.
It's called the Brownie to fans because it's basically a cannon fodder. This actually includes parts to make it accurate to TV version or a anime or the movie version. Do You Remember Love? As you can see, the hands right there. Do You Remember Love version, which is more like a robotic kind of hand. But they also have the round hands from the TV version as well. And then you also have a different head. The way the head antenna is positioned, the head is also different. This head, it comes with two different heads, one for the TV version head and one for the movie version head. These are two different heads right here. This one and this one. So, doesn't look like it has any super parts. It only pretty much just has the base Valkyrie. So, I mean, you could definitely, this is the army building type. It has the pilot and everything. Now the difference with this one and I guess the 160 scale ones, which we'll be talking about later on in the show. This one is smaller. It's a parts former as well. So the thing about it is it's not perfect transformable, but I mean, the great thing about the High Metal R line is the fact that you get all the bad guys. That's probably the best thing about it. And yeah, I mean, definitely if you want an army build, this is a great piece to go with your regates. I only bought a few because I usually have more about the bad guys when it comes to army building, at least for Macross. But even I had to buy several pieces to do. What do you think of this, Rick Dom?
I don't do Macross, but it looks really cool. Always good to see army builders be made and have that great Ami multiple buying limit.
All right, on to the next product. Oh, and by the way, this piece is not available in the US, so you're gonna have to wait for this to go back in stock here or buy from HLJ, Ami, and your normal import stores.
Yeah, it'll more than likely be on BBTS through their own channel of getting it, but aside from them,
Actually, I'm not sure BBTS actually carries Macross product anymore. They got the letter from Toynami back in the day.
I thought from Harmony Gold.
Yeah, from Harmony Gold. That's why they got the letter back in the day from Toynami, because Toynami releases the Robotech merchandise in the US. And actually, if you actually look on BBTS, they usually don't carry a lot of Macross merchandise, if any. So unfortunately, there'll be plenty of other places that carry it though. It doesn't need to be there. So, all right. So moving on, SH Figure Arts Jango Fett. This is a figure that a lot of the fans have been awaiting. And
wow, it actually sold out, huh?
It's actually sold out.
Crazy.
And this actually sat around for a couple of days, so it took a while for it to sell out. And as you can see, you know, to interact with the upcoming Mace Windu SH Figure Arts figure. So, you know, as you can see, he comes with a decent amount of accessories, not complete by any means, but I'm assuming that at some point they're going to want to sell it again. Maybe a different version with the poncho and everything. And maybe with an unmasked head.
Yeah. Poncho unmasked head, I'd buy that.
Yeah.
Have it a little more scruffed up.
Yeah, more scruff with more battle damage. This is definitely a figure that a lot of fans have been waiting for. So hopefully, you know, we'll get to see the next release pretty soon. It seems like at this point, Star Wars SHF line is kind of a consistent thing going forward. So
yeah,
probably just gonna get new figures, you know, every once in a while.
Yeah, from the new films to the old ones, it seems like it's just gonna keep going.
Yeah. And moving on, let us see. We have manga realization, Meisho, the samurai Spider-Man figure. This is
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. You know, this one has like a very samurai armor theme to it, similar to the Star Wars ones that they've done. This is pretty much what the movie realization line has kind of built. The manga realization, realization / manga realization line has become to kind of like a designer series, like reimagining in the Japanese style. As you can see, it comes with a decent amount of accessories, kind of a take on the chain.
That grappling hook is really cool.
Yeah, it's like a take on like the chain and sickle grappling hook style. Right there, that's for the chain and sickle, the grappling hook. He has a tanto, he has a katana. Yeah, I mean it's a nice design. Not for everybody. I've heard some criticisms, people saying they don't like the design or they're bashing it or whatever. But it actually, you know, aside from, you know, personal opinion, it is a really nice figure and great display piece. If you're into more designer, more artsy stuff, this is definitely something I would highly recommend. And I've heard, you know, I don't actually collect any of the Star Wars ones myself, but I've heard a lot of great things about them. They display really
well. I know a lot of people that buy them, and they all say good things. I've never heard anybody dog them. I've never heard a single person buy something from the movie or manga realization and complain that they didn't feel they got their money worth.
Well, that's the most important thing.
They're a little bit pricier, but they're at that bigger scale, and you know.
Yeah, they're the SIC scale. It's basically the manga / movie realization line. This is the Meisho, which is the samurai, the feudal era style line. And this one, this is basically like the same spin-off of the SIC line, the Super Imaginative Chogokin line, and that's mostly reserved for more of the Tokusatsu characters. But this one. They've been branching out and doing other licenses and doing these reimagined characters with these Western characters. So, any final thoughts, Rick, before we move on to the next item?
They're awesome. I don't buy them just like you, but if I did, I wouldn't be disappointed in them. They look great, and they just like the Star Wars line. You know, it looks like they're going to keep branching out and doing more, so it must be pretty successful.
All right. It's definitely looking like a bright future for that line. The next item that went up for pre-order this week was the OCE version, the original color edition Kinnikuman, Robin, Mask, and Warsman. I'm very mixed about this. These recolors. I don't usually. They do the OCE style stuff for Saint Seiya as well. Usually they're exclusives, but with this one, they actually made them regular releases, as you can see. These are based on their manga colors. That's what the original color edition means. Basically, since the manga is the original work, they basically
no different than like when you get the manga color with the DBZ.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't label those OCE, but yeah, basically the same kind of thing. The nice thing about it is pretty much exactly the same figure. It's just that it comes with the Barracuda head. the unmasked head for Robin Mask, and that's something I really wanted for myself. So I personally purchased this version. I mean, I don't really care about the figure. I just wanted the head. So I'll probably try to, I don't know, do something with this at some point. There's also Warsman was also shown as well, and he comes with new parts, a new head also.
Yeah, that like mechanical.
So I mean, it is a really cool feature, and again, kind of a big move on Bandai's part that we're have to buy. This one, unfortunately, is not compatible. As you can see, the color is more. It's in the original color edition style. As you can see, it has the silver lighting instead of the yellow lighting on the helmet. So it's meant to go with this version. I mean, that's okay. I didn't buy this version because it's not compatible with the regular Warsman, so I skipped on it. But, for fans, there are fans who do prefer the original color editions of some of these characters. So it is good for them. What do you think, Rick?
Yeah, I don't collect this line. I used to watch the American version of this show. That's the sequel, with what they called it over here, Ultimate Muscle. And I'd seen Kid Muscle and stuff like that. This is cool stuff, and if obviously unrelated, but they do this kind of stuff, with DBZ and other lines, and I don't mind. They look like cool additions, different heads. That's the kind of stuff that you want, a different head, to sell you on actually buying a second one. You don't want something like just a hand or something at random. Little color switch up, a new head. It's great.
Very, very good. Very, very good. Yeah, so it's good that they're doing it. That's always a fun thing, that we get these OC versions for people who want them, and it also at the same time it gives Bandai, we're going to figure out a way to do it anyway to sell the figure again and take your money again. That's what they do.
They want that return on the price of tooling. So
the next thing I want to talk about is actually not available for buying on the US version, the international version of the website. This is it right here, the Saint Cloth Myth EX Sagittarius God Cloth. This is a figure that I'm a huge Saint Seiya fan, so I have to have it. I always get at least 2, 3, 4 pieces of everything Saint Seiya. And it's really unfortunate this is not a Saint Seiya. You actually can't buy it on the international site. I think I'm not sure exactly the reason. I think a lot of it doesn't necessarily have to do with Bluefin, but I think a lot of it has to do with the shortage. All the Saint Seiya stuff usually pretty shorted in Japan, so it's unfortunate. But as you can see, this is a beautiful figure. Ioros. A lot of people are waiting for the God Cloth version of Ioros and the Sagittarius God Cloth. It's very, very cool. Again, not available in the US, but I think some places should probably offer it soon because I'm assuming Bluefin will be bringing it over. Like they brought over all the other ones. So, what do you think, Rick?
I think it's sick, man. I always look at these Saint Seiya figures and they look really cool. Sucks that it's not offered on the international site for Ami, but well, what can you do? Anyone who collects this line or knows this line should know by now how it goes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's sad to say, look, it's still available. It's in stock. You could order it right now if you live in Japan. So it is unfortunate. Moving back. All right, moving on to Figure Art Zero, we have the Luffy from the new movie. Looks really nice. Figure Art Zero One Piece is pretty much like the backbone of that line. I mean, they do pretty much a lot of One Piece stuff. It's pretty much the majority of the Figure Art Zero lineup. And this Luffy is, high-level sculpt, showing that it's not just about the articulation, So we also have Chopper from the same film. Looks very cool. And we also have Nami, all coming out the same month. So it is one of the Oh, also Figure Zero. Speaking of Figure Zero, we also have the very first figure of Macross Delta, of Freya, the main heroine of Macross, well, one of the main heroines of Macross Delta. And this is a Figure Zero, so it's like in the 1/12 scale. As you see, she comes with a changeable face, a base. It's a pretty nice figure, and it is technically the first solicited figure of this character.
Yep.
In period, there hasn't been anything else yet. There have been other figures shown of Freya and the other characters, but there hasn't been any figures put up for order yet. So this is your first chance to grab a Macross Delta, heroine figure of Freya.
Very cool looking figure. Again, I don't do the Macross stuff, but it looks really nice. And then the great thing about Figure Zero is that it's always pretty affordable too. Aside from,
I mean, they're generally pretty good sculpts. They're a smaller size, but they could technically, kind of interact with the SHF line as well, for characters.
They've done enough at this point, to show you the articulation, but how about these sculpts?
And that's it for Figure Zero. Definitely, if you're a fan, definitely pick them up. It's a great line. Highly recommend it. Definitely have come a long way since the first piece. For SH Figure Arts, we also have Hane Sakura, the uniform version, with her CD400 Super 4 from Bakuan, which is a current running series. This goes with Rin, which was in the last Bandai drop. They both come with their motorcycles. It's a very nice piece. If you're a fan, it's definitely worth picking up.
Oh yeah, I mean this is the second one in the series, right? They already had one.
Yeah, Rin is the one. This is the first one from the series right here.
She's the MC.
Yep, she is the main one.
She's the main character.
Yep. He has a 400S Katana GSX, and I mean it's a really nice piece. The bike looks like it has great detail.
Oh hell yeah, man! That bike, man, I'll tell you this: you better not be getting that bike in and have to build it yourself off some damn sprue kits. That's what they did with that bike scout. Sucks.
Oh, I'm assuming there will probably be some assembly involved.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're a fan of Bakuan, which is currently running series, or you just want to have a cool bike and a schoolgirl to ride on it, hey, this is the best deal you can get probably. 10,600 yen, great price. Well, not a great price, but a fair price.
Yeah.
We got the Armor Girls Project. The next thing, the Bismarck from Kankole.
From
Armor Girls Project Kankole series has obviously been running pretty strong. I don't collect it myself. I don't really collect anything Kankole, but the line there has been a lot of pieces in the line. So and it seems like it's still going strong. So this is definitely a piece, and these are previous ones down here that have been available before. Like Congo and Yamato and those, and I mean definitely if you're a Kankole fan, this is definitely something that's worth picking up.
I don't do Kankole, but these look really nice.
Yeah, the Armor Girls Project figures have definitely also come a long way. It's kind of like evolving with the rest of the SH Figure Arts line in general. I mean, they definitely got, if you look at the sculpt right here, I mean, it's definitely gotten a lot better compared to some of the early figures of the Armor Girls Project line. They definitely look closer to the sculpt quality of a Figma when it comes to the anime characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure about the final product, but from these prototype pictures, it look pretty good. I remember the first one that came out, the Yamato, which is actually no longer in stock, had a lot of QC problems, especially compared to the prototype pictures. So a lot of people were kind of scared off from the line. But seeing it right here, this Bismarck is really, really nice. And I don't collect it myself, but I am hopeful that the quality has improved, and we are definitely getting a better product, something closer to the prototype pictures. If it looks anything like this and does this, and obviously it's definitely a product that's worth your money. What do you think,
Definitely.
Rick?
No, I completely agree.
So, moving on, we have the Chogokin no Katamari, the Son Goku. This is like a small, like, die-cast series. These figures are all cast in die-cast metal. They're very small. They started off by doing the Super Robots, but this time they're offering a Dragon Ball. We have Son Goku. We have Super Saiyajin Son Goku. We have Super Saiyajin Vegeta and Super Saiyajin Trunks as well. That's the lineup. Very cheap, like $10 a figure. Again, they're very small, something more like a desk ornament type of thing. And the sculpts are all very good. It's kind of like, Tamashi Buddies meets Chogokin.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. So, yeah.
I was just about to ask, are they the same sculpt and just changed medium?
I don't think they're the same sculpt. They're actually a lot smaller. So, and there's also a secret color. You can get a chase version that's in gold for at least for Super Saiyan Son Goku. I'm not sure about the other ones. No, doesn't mention it for them, but it looks like you can get a special gold version Super Saiyan Son Goku, secret color edition. I'm assuming this is probably like one per case or something like that. So be on the lookout if you are collecting this line.
Yeah, it's cool to throw something like that in there. I'm sure people are pissed and just want the gold, but I think it's cool.
Gold definitely makes sense for the Super Saiyan version.
Yeah, people, man, we don't want the fucking silver.
So, speak of Tamashi Buddies, we have Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Son Goku this time.
Speak of the buddies, and they shall appear.
And as Adam would say, don't forget about our buddies. So, it's a line they've been pushing pretty hard. It's technically meant to go, I think, for the same demographic as something like Funko Pop figures. It's that kind of collectible. So it's not really for people who love action figures or love scale figures or anything, but they are kind of cool and, meant to kind of just decorate your desk and everything. This month, they usually offer a couple of new ones every month. This month, we have Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Son Goku, which is now Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku. And we also have Beerus. Beerus-sama!
Beerus.
So as you can tell, the sculpt is definitely very high quality. Again, I think this is much cooler than buying a pop, personally. And they're pretty reasonably priced as well. You can find these at your Barnes & Noble or anywhere that sells a Bluefin product. Bluefin has a distribution with Bluefin.
Oh, yeah, they're very heavy.
They're very accessible, and, it's basically Bandai saying, hey, you know what? We want to get in on that Funko Pop money too. So then they got some good licenses.
You mean their licenses?
And this is something new they're offering starting this month, the Daruma line.
Mr. Potato Heads.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. These Mr. Potato Head, like we have Ghostbusters. Like this is what's this thing called? The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it looks Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, we have Gojira, of course. We have the One Piece. Just the Straw Hat Crew to go with.
Straw Hat Crew logo. Hey, that one's sold out though. No laughing.
It's One Piece. It's One Piece, right? So of course. We actually have quite a few coming out already that went up. We have Mothra.
Man, get that over to Brandon's house.
We have another One Piece one, which is just a bunch of random logos.
Also sold out.
Yeah, also all the One Piece ones, are sold out. And then we have, I guess this is the random type. It's like a like trading figure one. We have like an Ultraman one and other ones. Yep. Yeah, Pika-kun, Peiko, and we got like Akka. Got the different ones. This is like the trading figure style. So looks like a line Bandai is definitely pushing. Again, going for that Tamashi Buddies / Funko Pop market. So moving on. Do you have anything to say about the Daruma Club, Rick?
Just spin it. There you go. They're inexpensive enough, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they're like the same price as the Tamashii Buddies, essentially.
Yeah, not bad for the size and the price. You know, they're fun little desktop.
And going down the re-release list this month, we have the Solar Chogokin GX59 Mirai Robo Daltanius. Daltanius is from the 80s era of Gatai robots. This figure was actually released a while back. It's offered again. They always, SLC always been doing these more obscure 80s robots.
They even did Spider-Man's mech.
Yes, they did, yeah. And this one's one of the more obscure ones that fans have been wanting for a long time. And I guess maybe in the secondary market, the price has gone up. So they're offering it again for you guys that missed out. It's a little bit pricey, but when you do, we're all getting Piccolo reissue again. For those of you who don't have it yet, or one another after you have another.
Piccolo-san!
Pretty much. This is actually more of a dick move by Bandai. Good Smile Company has put up their Figma, Max Factory Figma version of Mark 42. And mysteriously, a few days later, Bandai puts up theirs. Coincidence, I don't think. Yeah, they put theirs up, obviously hoping to steal away pre-orders from the Figma version.
Yep.
And yeah, that's basically what it is. And moving down, we have Kamen Rider Chalice being reissued again. Seems to be at this point, I think this is his third reissue or second reissue.
Which series is this guy from?
Kamen Rider Blade. He is technically, I guess by the end of the series, he is pretty much the second main character after Blade. They are kind of like the shipping that you would ship those two, Blade and Chalice, as a couple. And he's obviously the most popular because he's been reissued the most. I think he's even been reissued more than Blade. So he's available again for you guys who missed out on him. We're also getting Kushitaria re-release for Robotamashi Kushitaria, a very popular design. A lot of people have wanted this. Before it came out, it was one of the most highly demanded for the Robotamashi line. It is now available once again for you guys who missed out the first time. And if this is probably in celebration of UC 0096, and yeah, we're getting Unicorn again.
The unicorns.
Yep, Robotamashi. This is the full armor compatible version, so you can basically buy this one and buy this one, which comes with the full armor. It's sold out, of course, but this is the Unicorn in the non-destroy mode and Unicorn mode, and he comes with the full armor parts, which are compatible. You can go ahead and place it on this guy and make him look like this, right here with all the not that right there, but basically you get the idea. You get to put all the stuff on him, and he can look all decked out and destroy things.
So amazing! Whoa!
Oh, and another thing of note: the Real Action Heroes, Pharrell Williams.
Pharrell with the big hat.
Pharrell Williams has done some collaboration stuff in Japan with some Japanese hip-hop artists over there. So I guess he must have met the head guy of Medicom and said, "Hey, I want a figure made of me," and that's probably what happened. This is what happened. Now we're here. So this is
he's done collaborations with the other ones from the line, the Daft Punk. So
yeah, so. And we are also getting renewal versions of Rider Man and the V3 are also coming out. This three! And these are pretty much, if you like I mentioned in our last episode, the gentleman who asked us about collecting SHF or RH Kamen Riders. If you wanted, what I meant was these are later versions. These are the ones you'd want to grab now, because obviously the later, the better usually. And,
yeah, the more improvements they can make the second time around.
Those went up, a noteworthy thing. We also got a reissue of Arcadia's reissuing Yamato's 160 scale VF1 at Strike Valkyrie, the Roy Fokker Special Do You Remember Love version. This is something a lot of fans have been waiting for. These Valkyries always get reissued, and it's just basically when Arcadia took over, the reissues have been a lot slower. This one comes with Super and Strike parts, as you can see in the picture. It's a great deal because actually these Super parts are very scarce to buy. Back in the day, Yamato released them as add-on packs, and those add-on packs actually go for a lot of money because they haven't been available in the market in a long time. So there's actually a great opportunity to basically get a whole set right here. And yeah, I mean, it's a little bit pricey, usually a little bit pricier than the Bandai stuff, but Arcadia definitely has really great quality, more of a model-like quality than the Bandai stuff normally. Not to say the Bandai stuff is bad by any means. That stuff is great. They're both great, but great in different ways. If you've been dying to have a VF1 160 scale, good quality version, this is the most popular, most iconic Valkyrie, VF1 Valkyrie. The VF1S yellow stripe Roy Fokker version is the most popular one. So you definitely want to hop on this if you've been looking to get one. Rick, now what are your thoughts?
I hate it.
Oh, well, there you go.
I hate it.
You can't please everyone. You can't.
I hate it.
Can't please everyone.
Look fine enough. Always good to have reissues.
Yeah.
Never a bad thing.
I think we have covered. Oh, Kyoto has revealed their release of the Mark 45.
Hell yeah.
Tech. Looks very nice, and you could see a lot of the improvements over previous Iron Man Revoltex in terms of how they've hidden the joints and the proportion. It looks like the range as well. So, your thoughts, Rick? Now?
That's a must-buy for me, man. You know, I love that Ultron that they did, and now I have an Iron Man, the father, to go with the son. I love Revoltech. I take as much opportunities as I can to, tell people to give them a chance. The joints are much more involved. They require thinking and planning of how you're going to move the joints and get exactly what you want from them, opposed to other easier ones, which they're both fine. But to me, there is usually never anything I can't do with a Revoltech figure, but there is with other lines. They all have their place, and I hope people support the line, man. I hope people keep buying these Revoltechs. I mean, they're doing just fine, but the more people that buy, the better. So this is a great. If you've never bought a Revoltech, this would be a great entry to.
Yeah,
it.
This is a great entry piece, definitely, for sure. I definitely agree with that, and it comes with a decent amount of accessories too.
And you got cool effects. You got cool effects out of it too.
Yeah, it comes with a decent amount of option parts and effect parts. Definitely. If you've never bought a Revoltech before, this is a good one to start off with. Again, the learning curve is higher than, say, a Figma or an SHF, but definitely worth your time if you're willing to figure out if you like the style and you like the engineering of the joints and everything. Definitely worth your time.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on, what else did we... Oh, we'll just mention this. The Transformers Adventure. Hyper Surge Optimus Prime.
He's surging hyperly. Whoa!
This is probably one of the ones that's not going to come out in the U.S., I assume. I mean, the detail and stuff is good. This is a little bit crazy. It kind of has like a Breastmaster theme going for it, right there. It's pretty cool, I guess. I already bought the previous big Optimus Prime toy from this line, so I'll probably be happy with that one. I'm not too big on the truck mode. As you can see, it's like. You can see the obvious arms and legs right there sticking out.
The king of kibble.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, but I mean, the design is actually pretty cool. It has this kind of, and it looks like you can go, you can have like a mouth or mouth plate option for this toy. So I don't know. Maybe I'll break down and get it someday. Not sure.
Did you talk about that gigantic Zero?
Oh, the gigantic Zero. Yes, there's actually a couple of pieces that have been unveiled this week for the Gigantic series. This is one of them right here. This is the Zero, Mega Man Zero. I've never played the game, so I'm assuming this is supposed to be Zero.
You sound a little mechanical right now.
It's not mechanical?
Yeah.
Let me come right back. You talk about Zero while I'm gone.
Man, that Zero is really sick. I don't personally I don't have anything from Gigantic series, but you know, I've always been tempted. I'm always very close, and then I think to myself, fuck, well, where am I gonna put this? And then, you know, if I get one guy, I'm gonna want the other guy, you know, to pair up. But you know, they look great. You know, they've been doing great stuff so far over with the Gigantic series, and I'm sure they're going to continue. It seems like, you know, the size and the price is not deterring anyone, and if anything, you know, attracting more people. You know, they're doing like a super version of what Jax does with their terrible large figures.
Yeah, not only that, you know, it's also great for guys who love quarter scale.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're big, large figures, and you know, they can look, you know, displayed next to your sideshow and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of quarter scale myself, so it's actually very cool to see, you know, that. Another item that they revealed this week. Let me see if I can just find the picture real quick, and we can kind of give our thoughts on it. They just showed it like 2 days ago. Where is it? It's got to be on here. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. The premium Bandai
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cell Junior Gigantic series. There's going to be 3 in a set with different poses, as you can see.
Yeah, well, one of them is the same pose, just different.
This one's the different pose, but they're different facial expressions and different hands.
Yeah, very, very cool.
So these are actually exclusive. So you're gonna, as you can see, this is comparison with Cell.
Yeah, very awesome.
Yeah, you can order it at the premium Bandai shop.
At the P Bandai.
Yeah, it's really nice, really great, and you know, they look great next to Cell.
How much are they? 17,000.
17,000 for all 3, which is a great price, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they're exclusive. I'm not sure if Bluefin is going to be bringing these over. I don't know exactly. I know sometimes they do bring over other exclusive items that are not necessarily Tamashii Web Shop, but other companies. This is X Plus, but it looks like they're kind of collaborating with Bandai since this is on the Bandai site. But yeah, definitely worth looking into if Bluefin's bringing them over. I'm not sure if they have them. They haven't said anything if they are. So we'll just have to see. There's also other ones in the Gigantic line which are only available through P Bandai as well, which is like regular Trunks and a couple of other ones of Vegito. The normal mode, his normal form is also only available through P Bandai. And is that it for pre-orders?
No, we didn't go over. We didn't go over the exclusive stuff.
The what?
The exclusive.
Oh, exclusive Bandai stuff. Okay, well, we can do that right now. There's Black Panther went up. A lot of people were disappointed that he wasn't a regular release. I mean, it happens sometimes. It's okay. As you can see, he's a exclusive, pretty bare bones figure. It doesn't look like pretty much only comes with a couple of hands. Let me see what it says. Yeah, just 2 sets of hands and that's it. And the figure. So.
Yeah, not much, sadly. Like we said earlier on the show, would have been very cool if they gave him a tie-in item, like, you know, a clawed-up shield or something like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or an unmasked head. But, you know, hey, there's always the one for his solo movie. So.
Yep.
Never know.
You know, they're going to be offering these guys again later on, so it's definitely not a big deal. We finally also have a Kamen Rider Gatak rider form.
Yeah, the Gatak.
Long-awaited release. He's going to be part of the new line, the Seo line. So yeah, I mean it's a nice figure. I'm assuming they'll be offering his bike pretty soon as well, since the Kabuto extender was just released.
Oh, there's Jigen.
Yep, there's Jigen. who's also been
Where's Vegan?
the Tamashi web shop, and they're also doing Zenigata as well. Lupin and Fujiko were just released a few days ago in Japan, so it's a good timing for these to go for pre-order. It is unfortunate they're web shop exclusives, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
I think they released on Monday.
Yep.
Just a few days ago.
A few days ago. And we're getting Leprechaun, the hyper version.
Who?
Oh, from Aura Battler Dunebine. It's an old school mecha series.
Damn, this design doesn't look old school. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a cool design. This is the hyper version, so the Leprechaun. It's one of the bad guys. It's one the guys have been waiting for a while. And I believe that is it for this week's stuff. This other stuff has all been up here for a while, so I think we've covered all of the stuff so far.
That's I believe all the most of the Bandai stuff.
So that's all the Bandai stuff. And going back here, I don't believe there was anything really crazy noteworthy outside of oh, I guess we could just go ahead and cover the Square Enix stuff while we're here. Square Enix has put up the pre-order for their Lightning Bust, which is the one that we covered at New York Toy Fair. This a couple of months ago.
Looks really nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up again. Fine, here it is. So the Lightning Bust. It's a beautiful statue. It's pretty much like, I'd say the scale is similar to like a 1/6 scale, maybe a 1/7 scale. Is really nice.
Yeah, really, really sick.
Yeah.
Where's the Louis Vuitton accessories?
Maybe they'll do her in her Louis Vuitton suit later. The line is dubbed Static Arts Bust. The first one is Lightning. As we interviewed Kelsey Britt at New York Toy Fair, she said if this one does well, we'll be seeing more. So hopefully this one does well, and it'd be great to get like a Noctis and a Cloud and a Squall, all the popular characters, Eric, Tifa, Vincent, anybody, Tidus, Yuna, all the heroes and heroines of Final Fantasy are all welcomed in this line. I would hopefully really like that they did full-on scale figures, because you can see the sculpt right here is really nice. I'd love to see like, a non-bust
very, very impressive.
Yeah. So, but I mean, as it is right now, it is really nice and definitely worth picking up, especially on Ami right now, 29% off, which gives it's pretty much like $50. I mean, this is a steal for $50.
Oh, hell yeah.
Another thing of note from Square Enix this month that also went up is the PlayArts Kai Arkham Knight Nightwing. Nightwing has
finally, Jesus Christ.
That a lot of fans have been waiting for a while. They've never done Nightwing in any form. They've never done any of the previous Arkham games. They, for some strange reason, always did Robin, but they never did Nightwing. Even though Nightwing is more popular in those games, and
not just in the games, but just in general.
In general, he's more popular, and I mean, the ladies love him. And we never even got him in the DC Comics variant line either. So I mean, it was a very odd thing that we never got Nightwing, considering how popular he is. But we finally have one. It's not my favorite version of Nightwing, but it's definitely noteworthy that they did. I actually prefer the Arkham City version of Nightwing. I prefer that design. This one, I don't know. I guess maybe it's the stubble that doesn't do it for me. I don't know what it is, but it is. Don't get me wrong. I mean, my opinion aside, it is an incredible looking figure and looks great, and will go great with this incredible. Oh wow, this is probably the best Batgirl they've ever done. This Arkham Knight one, wow, incredible. Even I don't collect the Arkham Knight PlayArts Kai figures, but I'm very tempted to get this one.
Very sick. Nice I used to own the I think it's Arkham Origins, or which one is it?
Oh, the
variant.
Variant, yeah.
Yeah, the variant. I used to own the variant one. That one was very nice, and this one is even better than that one.
Better than that one, yeah. Believe it or not, because that one was really fucking nice. And
Fuck yeah, man. I mean, it was very hard for me to sell.
so
It was one of those pieces I kept telling myself, like, okay, I'll sell everything, but I won't sell this one. And in the end, you know, the right price.
So, moving on with Square Enix, we have the pre-order for the San Diego Comic-Con Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Play Arts Kai Batman black and white version. This is basically the same figure, but the black and white deco. You know, it's very cool looking, pretty much exactly what you would expect. It's going to be the SDCC exclusive. And pretty much SDCC Play Arts Kai exclusive has always been a Batman, pretty much, for the most part. I think the past 3 years it's been Batman. It's been a different version of Batman. So this is no different. We're getting another version of Batman. Black and white one this time. Price is $149.99. You can place a pre-order now. And this will be shipped to your house. If you can't make it to the con, this is going to be the way to buy it. And if it's and if you are going to the con, you can also go there and grab it over there too. But if you are going to grab it, you might just grab it here because you don't have to worry about standing in line, and you know it gets shipped directly to your house. You don't have to worry about shipping it back or carrying it back, since you'll be probably likely buying other things you're at SDCC. So what are your thoughts?
And they're big figures too, so it's not like something you don't mind just lugging around and taking up space while you're at the con. You know, these are big freaking boxes.
Let's see. Let's move on. Do we have any other? We haven't covered the Good Smile stuff, the Max Factory stuff. Good Smile Max Factory, notable pre-orders in the past couple of weeks. We have new Nendroid releases.
Actually, just had a Nendroid reveal today.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about that. No issues. These are the new ones. The Mira. It's pretty nice.
The Neko Project.
Yeah, and actually, we just go straight to the website. This is all the stuff. We have Hasebe from the Token Ranbu Nendroid. How dreamy he is for the ladies. We have his sleeping bag, because they all come with a sleeping bag. This one actually has a pre-order bonus, actually, Hasebe. His pre-order bonus is probably like all the other. Yeah, it's the little strap keychain thing.
Yep.
And all of them have pretty much. And Mira also has an exclusive as well.
Oh wow, significant accessory.
Yeah, Call of the Apocalypse.
X-Men?
No, it's just
What?
Call of the Apocalypse pre-order bonus.
Where's the X-Men?
So no X-Men, sadly.
Oh.
And of course the bodies went up. The Figma archetype bodies. Oddly, at the same time that the release of the Body-kun and Body-chan from Bandai just released, we have finally the new versions, the Figma archetype next, he and she. The body of the female one is more like a womanly body versus the kind of young girl body that the previous.
Yeah, the more like high school body that was.
Yeah, before. This one's more like an adult lady body. It's pretty nice. Articulation's very good. Personally, I prefer this to the SHF one, only because SHF figures are not as you can't swap the parts as much and make naked versions of the female characters as you can with these. So, but I mean they're both good, and I bought both, so it's cool. We also have the new muscular body, the archetype next he. This is great for upgrading your Billy Harrington. Look at this articulation. You know, Billy Harrington's going to be reborn when this body comes out for sure. So, and then of course there's the obligatory gray versions of both. I mean, look at that right there. They're already doing the Billy Harrington pose.
Oh man, it is for everybody to see.
So.
Yeah.
That sexy pose is right there. So,
Oh man.
so if you want it for the drawing, you know, this is the way you can do it. Also,
the other thing too is that the SHF are a lot leaner for the drawing purposes. You know,
oh yeah.
these ones for Figma are much more muscular.
The Osomatsu-san, the Matsuno, went up also, the Nendroid. Bonus, he comes with the bonus parts if you buy him from Good Smile. Basically, special round base and 2 blank expressions for whenever you want to draw different expressions.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to come with like with the water slides.
It doesn't look like it. We'll find out right here. It just says have 2 extra blank expressions. It's probably going to come with water slides. So maybe he already comes with 1 blank expression, and then you could basically have extra 2 to work with, so you don't have to use them all on one and erase one. You get what I'm saying?
They didn't do that with the UE Figma. Where you at?
Look, it looks like this is, it comes with 1 extra, right? This comes with 1 extra, and if you buy the exclusive one, then you get 2 extra. So you have 3 extra ones.
Getting the exclusive is worth it for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely worth it. Considering you can only get these faces at conventions for the most part.
Yeah, and they're $5 a piece.
And this is Karamatsu, which is the other brother. Obviously, we're gonna get the other 4 brothers at some point. And of course, since it's very primarily pointed towards the female fan base, we also have the 2 sleeping bags for both Karamatsu and Osomatsu. So definitely worth picking up if you're a fan. And if you haven't checked out Osomatsu-san, it is a hilarious show. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. Very funny.
We're getting the Dugram Combat Armors Max 7, the Saltic H102 Bushman. This is one of the other robots in Dugram, and this is a kit. I've never actually built or dealt with any of these Max Factory kits, but from I've heard they're actually very, very nice kits. More in line of similar to Kotobukiya's current quality, which is actually.
I remember Reveltech did some of those before.
Oh yeah, back in the day they did some too. I mean, it's an old school series. It's actually created by the same guy who did the Voltums. I prefer Voltums.
I have some of the Reveltech ones because I came across them so cheaply one day that I couldn't just leave them there.
Probably the most noteworthy scale figure pre-order that has come out is the Rin Shibuya, this version. This is from the Blu-ray cover. It's very nice.
Oh yeah, very cool. That whole the whole shoes dangling is very awesome.
This is from the Blu-ray cover, and yeah, it's a really nice figure. This is one I ordered. I don't know if I'm going to order the whole line, the whole set, but definitely I will probably get Mika if they do a Mika. I don't think she was on any cover. I don't remember if she was. She probably wasn't. But whenever they do another Mika, I'll buy her. Anyways, something very special we want to mention up for order right now. These are Cheerful Japan. Good Smile opened these back up from the recent earthquake in the Kumamoto Prefecture in April this month, and they're basically opening these back up. A good chunk of these is going to charity. And 2,000 yen from each sale made will be donated to aid relief efforts in Japan. You can order up to 5. So if you want to support, a great cause and support Japan, definitely worth grabbing this figure. And or if you don't want to get this figure, you can buy the Mikazuki, the Gigi as well. Also, cheerful version comes with a new face. Comes with the cheerful banner and the fans. Definitely worth grabbing. I'm definitely gonna be grabbing a few for the support to Kumamoto. And like I said, this Cheerful Japan Mika was actually offered before a few years back, and it became a very desired figure. And this is another chance for all of you who missed out on it to grab it again.
I just seen one. Like a couple weeks ago on Ami pre-owned for like 21,000.
This is a great chance to get it for half that price. So and also support a great cause. So definitely, if you guys are into scale figures, you guys are into Nendroids, and even if you're not into that stuff, but don't mind buying it because they're awesome looking figures.
And for a good cause.
And for a good cause, please do grab it. us at JPIA, we wholly support this Cheerful Japan and Kumamoto and the tragedy there as well. So not just supporting tragedy, but we support the donations and charities and stuff. So definitely something you guys should look into. Okay, so now that we think we pretty much covered everything in the pre-orders sections, been actually pretty long for us to talk about it. Moving on, want to talk about, what are we talking about? What else is on the topic list for today?
The shoulders.
Oh, the YF29. If any of you guys ordered the YF29, the Sayonara no Tsubasa, the DX Chogokin YF29 Alto version, there was actually an issue with the shoulders. Let's see if I can pull up a pic. Yeah, there's an issue with the shoulders. It's a small picture. Basically, it looks like, I understand that the it's printed on the wrong side, and they're gonna send the replacement shoulder for that piece for people who ordered. If your order hasn't shipped yet, AmiAmi will include it whenever it's ready. Whenever they receive the replacement part, they will include it with your next order, or ship it, or you want to delay it, they'll ship it with your Valkyrie when it arrives. That's a big, I guess, disaster averted by Bandai. So they already acknowledged it. They posted this on their website, and they are already fixing it as we speak. So yeah, that is something we definitely happy to not have to worry about. Although, to be honest, some people probably haven't even noticed, to be honest.
No, yeah, I'm sure.
All right. More talk. Let's go back. Good smile, actually. There's something I forgot to mention. How do I get to that? 1 second. There we go. Anyways, also went up for order this week. Kind of, we mentioned it earlier. Where the hell is it? It's down here. Mark 42 went up. The Figma version.
We brought this up already a little bit ago.
I know. We talked about it because obviously Bandai is trolling Good Smile, because this went up this week, and then Bandai mysteriously drops their Mark 42 reissue this week also. So this is basically just went up. A lot of people feel like it's kind of late, which, I guess it's never really too late for Iron Man, because Iron Man is so popular. As you can see, it's a very nice looking poses, and they're also doing Mark 43 as well. And this is actually more the topic I wanted to talk about. I'm not sure what you guys think, but definitely I think they should have made the Mark 43 a regular release, actually, and made the Mark 42 exclusive. For example, this one is also available, but this is actually online exclusive. It's not available. You can't buy it if you're from the U.S., but if you're in Japan, you can buy it. Similar to the Mark 7 full package version. It looks pretty cool. Again, it's just another Iron Man, so it's nothing that you haven't already seen. What do you think of this, Rick Down?
I've never been the biggest fan of Figma's Marvel stuff. Cool for those that like it though. Very well priced. They're very sleek.
Yeah, for sure. Are you going to be buying these? Or you're not going to be picking them up?
No, I just said I'm not buying them.
Oh, okay. Not going to be picking these up. Very sad for the Max. He's very sad right now for you, Rick Dom, for not buying them.
He's lost my business.
All right. So what's the next topic, Rick?
All right.
Talk about?
Now that that's all taken care of, I think the next we did so much of what was on the list so quickly. But next we have we didn't touch on any of the Hot Toys stuff going on.
Okay. That's no problem. Only a few new Hot Toys. Actually, Hot Toys just revealed their vinyl Ant-Man.
They did. I didn't even see that. So there we go. You're gonna have a live reaction from Rick Dom.
All right. Well, let us look at this Ant-Man real quick. It shouldn't take long. All right. So they just revealed this
Ant-Man. Oh my God.
Approximately 23 centimeters tall, so about a little more than 8 inches. It also comes with a 4-centimeter Ant-Man.
Damn, that's so cool.
So Giant Man and Ant-Man. Miniature running Ant-Man and Giant Man. Okay? So it's a vinyl. And it's your cost babies, basically. You can put it next to your other cost babies and have a big party, as you're having right here.
Although, that picture is actually a spoiler.
Oh. People, don't look. So right here. And right here.
That little Ant-Man, my God.
Little Ant-Man, Giant Man.
Yeah, those are very cool, man.
It's very cool. Also revealed to us this week. Actually, you can get out of here. Also revealed to us this week. Oh, Stan Lee has been shipping. As you can see, the final product looks great.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Definitely congrats to those of you who have. We also have a really cool package, too. You guys can kind of see it back there. Yeah. It's like a comic book cover style. He even comes with, him doing an autograph for you. This is, of course, more in his prime. I'm just, so definitely worth grabbing if, you're a big Hot Toys guy and you want to have them. Lots of Avengers news. We got the show for Black Widow, the Civil War version.
Yeah, she looks.
Yeah, this is probably the best looking one so far. I mean, no, not to say the last Scarlett Johansson head sculpt was great too. That portrait was great, but this one's even better than that one. And yeah, I mean, it looks absolutely incredible. And she comes with that, yeah, also.
Yeah, and her accessory is great too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really gross. That is an incredible head sculpt. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be tweaked and even be better by the time it comes out. So.
Oh yeah, if you could believe it, it's definitely going to be even more improved. Once we see more of it. Once it's actually being shipped and stuff like that, the final product's going to be awesome.
I'm not sure if you can pull up the picture, but there was actually a exclusive Stormtrooper Finn that was shown as well. It's basically just First Order Stormtrooper with a Finn head, and it has the blood smear on the helmet. It's an exclusive. I forgot to what show. I think it's a Thailand show, or I don't remember. I think it's a Thailand show. I think they're opening up a shop in Thailand. I think it's Thailand. I'm not sure exactly, and I can't.
Could very well be Singapore.
It might be Singapore. Although I think they have a shop already.
Oh well, then it's not Singapore. Never mind.
Anyways, aside from that, we also got a review of Crossbones, and I think this is from Hyper Hobby. I think I don't remember what magazine this is from.
Doesn't it say? What does it say in that little thing in the left-hand corner?
What, this?
Some weird logo. Either right, left.
Hot Toys. It says Hot Toys. Official.
No, left top corner. Left top.
This one?
Oh, right there, the little logo.
Where?
There's a logo right there.
There? There's no logo here. Where? Here? Right here?
It's right above his head, you fool.
Oh, here. This movie masterpiece. That's just a line. Yeah.
I can't read that. It's too small. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. This is the Hot Toys Crossbones. It looks great. I mean, it looks like he just jumped out of the film. I know Rick Dom here is not a big fan of the design of Crossbones, but you have to admit it does look like exactly like the one from the film.
Yeah. It looks great. It looks just like it, but I don't like it.
So I mean, it does look really good. And anyways, guys, if you guys have questions and stuff, start asking them right now. Just start posting them. We'll just go through it after we get through questions and everything.
Yeah, one of the very Hot Toys always look great, but there's always those few that stick out, and you think to yourself, "Damn, this looks like the freaking movie." It just popped out of the screen, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is a really nice looking figure. It looks, like I said, exactly like the one in the movie. So the screenshots and stuff that we've seen. We'll probably get, I'm assuming we'll probably get a reveal, a pre-order reveal and stuff, probably right after the film, I assume.
Yeah, it's next week, so I'd assume so.
So yeah, this is probably the next figure that's going to go up, I guess. I mean, I don't know for sure.
And we all are waiting for Spider-Man.
So.
Where are you, Spider-Man?
And what other topics do we have?
You gonna bring up the Forlom?
Oh, the Forlom. Yes. This is not really an import piece, but Sideshow has shown off their Forlom 1/6 scale figure, which is right here. Sideshow exclusive one. Limited 2,000 pieces.
Jesus.
So, oh, he's a Sideshow exclusive period, so he doesn't have any extra accessory. He's only available through Sideshow. And Forlom is one of those bounty hunters where a lot of guys, they've been wanting to have a nice 1/6 scale version for a while. So
that's a bounty hunter if I've ever seen one.
So look right there, man. You got the lineup.
Yeah.
88, your Boba Fett, your Boss, your Forlom. Now all
of the secret lovers. All of the secret lovers.
Now all we need is Zuckuss and Dengar, and we're set. Yeah, he's available right now on Sideshow, $210. You could do a payment plan on him. He's not sure what the shipping's free. Actually, shipping is free. Wow.
Whoa.
Free U.S. shipping, $210. You can do up to 4 payments probably. Definitely worth picking up if you're doing the bounty hunter thing. So definitely worth it.
Yeah, definitely a really nice piece, and it's always it always feels nice when you order something and like, damn man, this thing is exclusive. It's wicked. It's what makes stuff from San Diego so seems so desirable. Somebody tells you it's exclusive, especially when you even get a number. It's always cool.
Very, very cool. Definitely get on the Forlom. Show Forlom the love. Anyways, next topic, Gecko revealed that they're doing Venom Snake, which we knew they were going to do. So follow up to the Quiet 1/6 scale statue. But what's really great is if you buy both Quiet and the upcoming Venom Snake,
whoa,
campaign to get Diamond Dog, puppy of Diamond Dog.
You want that
right here. The Diamond Dog is, when Snake first finds Diamond Dog, and it's sculpted by Headlong, and it, he even has the cute one eye before they gave him the eye patch and everything. It's puppy form. It's really cute. Definitely worth grabbing. I'm assuming it's going to be coupon. It's going to be done through coupon, so probably you have to cut tickets off of Quiet and Venom Snake, and you send them in, and they'll ship you this. So they're going to review information later, but it's very cool that they're doing this, just showing that Gecko is definitely a company that cares about the fans and wants to give something back. Always cool when companies do stuff like that. So, I'm assuming Venom Snake looks like the sculpt is more or less done, so he's probably going to go up for order pretty soon. So, moving on. What other stuff do we have?
Next week we're gonna do the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff from Kodo.
Oh yeah, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff for the Yu-Gi-Oh fans. So if you're a
lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, yeah.
There's actually
awesome.
a lot of stuff that has been coming up for the new movie. I'm spelling it wrong. It's spelled this way. There we go.
Yeah, they give the space.
Yeah, they give the spaces. This week we got Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, Alternative White Dragon, Revoltech that gone up for pre-order. As you can see, still available right now. It goes well with Kaiba, who also went up for pre-order. There's a picture of them both together right there.
Yeah, very awesome looking pair.
Here's Kaiba. He went up for order.
Yeah, very good face options. It just looks awesome.
Yeah, it's got a good accessory. Even has a you know, Dark Side of Dimensions poster that comes with them. And
The
his
mini
lobby.
poster, I mean, look at how small that poster is.
Yeah. There's a special option parts. Looks like it has digital cards. It's very cool. Also, Koto Bukia unveiled that they're releasing the other other Magician Girl, Lemon Magician Girl, 1/7 scale.
Yeah, which she looks absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's really great. And these two are gonna go with the recently released Dark Magician Girl that just came out literally like a few weeks ago. And it's gonna be a trio. You can put them all, display them all together. They all go together. It's gonna be a nice display, as you guys can see right here.
Yeah, you know, one of those things where if you bought the other version of Dark Magician Girl, you're just kind of like, damn.
Yeah, Max Factory is also doing a Dark Magician Girl, but theirs is not. I don't know if they're doing the other two. So I bought both, but if I would say just because all three of these are being done by Koto, I would say, and the Koto one's also cheaper too, and you know, you also can have the option of having the whole set, all of these done. So definitely worth grabbing the Koto one for that reason. You can take a look at the Apple Magician,
Oh yeah,
which is also really good.
Apple and lemon, very, very cool looking.
It looks like she's doing something questionable right there.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
without the hat.
definitely a great time to be a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. With the movie that the new movie, The Dark Side of Dimensions, which is a sequel to the original series, where we're gonna see all this new stuff in it. So definitely a lot of cool stuff coming out. We never really got Yu-Gi-Oh figures before, and suddenly now we're getting a whole bunch of them. So it definitely is a great time to be a fan, and a great time to be living in this very era right now, where you know the merchandising aspect is a really big deal, and you know companies want to make their money back by other means. So moving on to the next topic. We're also getting these new one-piece mouse pads.
Whoa!
With the pectoral one-piece mouse pads, and these are obviously for the female fans, similar to Opie mouse pad, but this is with the guys, and it's a Pex mouse pad. You have a Luffy, you have Law, you have Ace. I don't know how sexy they are, and you have Zoro.
Boom.
So I mean, yeah, definitely something very cool for the fans, for the female fans. A lot of female fans generally they complain about not having, you know, like the market for Opie mouse pads is so huge in Asia, just Japan, Asia in general. And I mean, they started to do the ones aimed towards the female fans, where they have like different what?
They usually have like the butts.
Like the butts, yeah. Usually it's the butts, or you know, other things like that. You know, yeah. I believe these were made by. I think they're made by Furyu. I think. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, they're gonna retail for 1,800 yen, which is very reasonable price for one mouse pad. These are basically a follow-up weapon.
How much are they?
1,800 yen. Wow,
I wish Opie mouse pads were that cheap.
Yeah, these are actually a follow-up to the ones that were released a few years back, which featured Boa Hancock, Nico Robin, Nami, and now they're doing the guys, and yeah, so you can buy them in the Mugiwara stores in Tokyo, Osaka, Fukuoka, Nagoya. They'll probably be available on Ami at some point, because the female ones were available back then, and those were pretty much available. They were sold through the same means. But yeah, it's very cool that they're doing them, and you know, especially for the female fans, you know, getting the love is definitely something that, you know, that I support. And you can look at him again. You look at Ace. Oh wow, he looks pretty sexy, and Luffy, if you like that innocent sexy, so.
The innocent musculature.
And we'll look at Law again. Oh man.
Whoa, that's relative.
It's like he doesn't want you to do anything, but he does.
He doesn't want you to do anything, but if you did, he wouldn't complain.
But he can't show you that he wants you to do it,
It's not like I want you to touch me or anything.
So that's basically what we have for that. Kotobuki also put up the
gangsta.
Yeah, the gangsta scale figures. They are doing all the gangs, well, both the two main characters of gangsta. This is the first one. We've seen the prototype for the second one already. They were actually displayed together. This is Warwick Arcangelo, and he's, like I said, one half of the main characters, and it's a beautiful figure. It looks really nice. Definitely worth grabbing. It's part of the Artifacts J line. What's really great about Kotobuki is they always do the male characters. A lot of companies usually try to shy away from the male character. They like to play it safe, but Kotobuki actually does a lot of male characters in their scale figure lineup, and it's really cool that they're doing it. This one. Let me see if I can find a picture of Nicholas.
It should be on Ami.
No, Nicholas hasn't went up for order yet.
Oh.
He hasn't went up for order yet.
I thought I saw two of them go up together. I guess not.
Did they? We can double check right now. I don't think they both went up for order yet, but I figure it was worth noting because it's something cool.
No, yeah. I mean, if you say you didn't, you have better memory than me. So if you said it wasn't up, then it's not up.
Yeah. Nope, not up yet. Only work so far. But I do have a picture of him, so we can pull that up right now. There's a picture of Nicholas. It's really nice.
Nicholas.
See that they can be displayed next to each other. Let me see if I can find a picture of them displayed next to each other, actually.
Yeah, there must be one. There must be a picture from like a show or something.
Yeah, like I just found one. They're not colored, but they're displayed next to each other. There we go. There's a picture of them displayed next to each other. You can see it's fucking awesome. And I think you're a fan of gangsta. Definitely worth picking these guys up. I'm assuming U.S. retail will be probably around like $99.99, $89.99. You can probably find them a little bit cheaper at some retailers, but if you want to have these bad boys in your display case, definitely
stack up your Kinokuniya points.
Yeah, stack up those Kinokuniya points and definitely pick these up. And moving on to the next topic. Do we have another topic?
No, I think that's it.
Is that every? Oh, we haven't talked about the Kingdom Hearts concert yet.
Oh yeah. Damn, the Kingdom Hearts.
So this past couple weeks, they've announced that they're doing a Kingdom Hearts concert, Kingdom Hearts Orchestra World Tour. I know there's nothing really to do with toys, but Kingdom Hearts is something that many of our target audience love, and this is definitely something that's worth mentioning. There is going to be, they actually updated the Kingdom Hearts details earlier, last night, but they have taken them down. Luckily, I believe I still have the details right here. For the New York show, I'm not sure what it will be for the other shows, but just speaking strictly for New York show, VIP, which is probably the best seats in the house, 150 tickets available, $189. Also includes a meet and greet with the composer Yoko Shimomura. Then there's the other seats. They go from anywhere from $59 to $134. Definitely worth picking up. The order goes up tomorrow. There's apparently a buy 5 tickets, get 1 free if
for bulk buying, for bulk
buying. The tour is going to be in several areas. 1 second, let me pull it back up again. It's going to be on all this is going to be next year, by the way. So we have one October 3rd, 2017. We have one in the March 10th of March 2017 in Tokyo. We have in March 18th and 19th in Paris. This is all 2017, by the way. March 24th and 25th in London. May 6th and 7th in Singapore. May 28th in Shanghai. June 10th and 14th in Los Angeles, and they're finishing it off in New York in June 24th, 2017. Pre-sale starting from the 30th April 2016. Yeah, so this is definitely something that's going to be really awesome, and hopefully, you know, going to be an epic event. I will definitely be attending myself. Still deciding if I'm going to do VIP or not. I probably will do VIP, but I'm not sure 100% yet. So that was something I felt was worth mentioning on our show.
Yep.
And I think that's it for the topics for today. We can move on to the email questions. We got some email questions. Not too many, but a few. Someone asked us about Yu Yu Hakusho action figures. Just have this picture here for the hell of it. So, Yu Yu Hakusho action figures. This is actually a question. I'm not sure if it's the same person asking or it's, you know, a variety of people asking. I'm really not sure. But I've been asked this question before. Do I think we'll ever see any? It's a possibility, as always. If you're asking about what lines, seem to be the person also asked what company I think will do them. I don't see Kyoto ever touching it. Just because Kyoto seems to have gone a different direction with their Revoltech line. They don't really seem to touch many anime licenses in general. For the Figma line with Max Factory, it's also a possibility. Honestly, I think the Figma line will be best suited for Yu Yu Hakusho. Especially you considered a great job they did on the Hunter x Hunter figures in the past. And those look incredible.
Yeah.
If they did Yu Yu Hakusho, they tapped tech with Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho would be something I think they would do a great job on. For Bandai, Bandai is probably the most likely, if anything, because one, they already have the license. They already do Yu Yu Hakusho merchandise. We've had trading figures, we've had like Shokugan and keychains and things like that. So they already have the license in some way. I find them the most not necessarily the most suitable, but I consider the Figma line would be
logical.
But definitely the highest possibility of it happening, considering you're doing. They're doing like other nostalgic properties and stuff like that. Not to say Max Factory is not either. Max Factory has revealed that they do nostalgic properties like Magic Knight Rayearth and stuff like that, which we haven't even seen.
They're doing Future Boy Conan.
Future Boy Conan. That's really nostalgic though. So, but still, they're willing to do it, which is the point. What do you think, Rick Dom, yourself?
Definitely seems more likely that Bandai would do it. I would love Figma. And don't even get me started on if Kyoto would ever do them. Don't even start there. You know, I'll buy like 3 of each. But yeah, definitely seems more likely for something like a SHF line. But I could see Figma doing them as well. I don't know, could happen at some point. I mean, you know, you look at these. They were on the list for Bandai. You know, for
they were actually something to note. Another reason where it's very likely for Bandai to do them. I mean, they're also doing Ranma 1/2, which is something pretty much from the exact same era as Yu Yu Hakusho. They had Yu Yu Hakusho on one or more of their surveys at the convention, so that always is kind of indication that it's something that's being considered. It's not to say it's 100% going to happen, but considering one, it's been on the survey. 2, they already had the license to some degree. Like I said, they've done other merchandises in the past, not action figures, but other things.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like. You know, sometimes Max Factory can surprise you, and they you ask them about doing something, and they've never even thought of it. But you know, Bandai has definitely thought of this. We've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, there's proof they've thought of you know, it's crossed their minds. So you know, that's always a much better sign than, you know, sadly when you ask someone like Max Factory and they're just like, oh, we never even thought of that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. I'd say if you really want to see Yu Hakusho figures, band all your friends together, everyone, hell, I'll even help you. Go on Bluefin, go on Tamashi Twitter, Tamashi on Instagram, and just fucking bug the hell out of them.
Yep.
And if they see enough people, demand is there, it'll definitely be done. I definitely think it's something that's very viable. It's something that would do decently well, especially.
And the best part is that the best part is that you have those main four, and if you don't want to go further than those main four, then it's not like the biggest leap of things to do. When you do the jacketless versions,
yeah,
you can use the mold twice.
I mean, you could also do Mazoku Yusuke as well, Majin Yusuke. I mean, you could do. I mean, obviously, you'd want to do Toguro, also, and Genkai, and Old Lady form, and Young form. I mean, there's a lot of characters, a lot of stuff you can do in general. So, and definitely, I think would be a cool line to do in the future. So, moving on to the next question. Why is Kinnikuman Ninja so expensive? I was going through my normal spots to buy and noticed that he cost almost $200. Okay, this has actually been a thing of discussion in the past week. A lot of people, Kinnikuman collectors, kind of passed on Ninja when he was in the pre-order stage. And what happened was a lot of I kind of think that everyone kind of did the same thing. And what happened was, I think people more or less didn't order this figure. You know that Tamashi web releases are generally proportionate to pre-orders, so that's how many are produced. That's how the production is done. And since no one ordered it, basically what happened was there just wasn't many made. I assume many of the people who did order Ninja were probably people who already wanted this figure, and they just decided, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and order it and lock myself in, which is probably was the smart thing, always the smart thing to do. If you're 100%, dedicated to getting it, it's always the smart thing to just
so show that support.
Yeah, always the there he is right there. It's always the thing to do, and I mean, yeah, the figure goes for money now. Yeah, he goes for 3 times, anywhere from 2.5 to 3 times his price. People have been reports of anywhere from 12,800 yen to 18,000 yen to 20,000 yen. I've seen some pretty crazy high numbers out there. So definitely a figure a lot of people want now because again he's desired, and hopefully, what's probably going to likely happen, and this is always thing with the upcoming ones, Kinnikuman Great and Big Budo, which are the next web releases of the Kinnikuman line. I'm assuming since these guys are actually still available, a lot of guys are going to over-order on these, and these guys won't be going for crazy price like Ninja will. That's just my assumption. This is pretty much how it always happens with web exclusives. Again, I think a lot of people who bought Ninja were basically just buying it for themselves, so there's basically no pieces on the secondary market, and that's why the price has gotten so high. So, anyways, I hope that answers your question. Rick Dom, do you have any thoughts you want to share?
Nope, you pretty much covered exactly what needed to be said, so.
All right, in that case, we can move on to the next question, which is another popular question this week. I'm a big fan of the Lupin the Third, and was stoked to see that they are doing Jigen Zenigata SH figure arts, but I am hearing conflicting reports that they are being released in America. Could you clear this up for me? Okay, well, from what I know, they're not coming to the US, Jigen and Zenigata. A lot of people want these characters and want them to come out here. A lot of people were assuming that because Lupin and Fujiko, which are normal releases, not web shop releases, that Zenigata and Jigen were locked in for a US release as well. Just to go on to explain that, basically, just for the people out there, the only time a web release would get released in America, a Tamashi web release would get released in America, is if that property is a strategic property in North America. For example, Dragon Ball is a strategic property. Sailor Moon's a strategic property. Digimon is a strategic property. Godzilla is a strategic property. All the DC stuff, Predator and Alien, that stuff's all strategic property. All of that stuff will come out here. All releases, all the strategic IPs will all come out here, what I just mentioned. Anything that's technically falls under that category. Other things, while they do get released in the US, but they're not strategic IPs in North America, are things like Saint Seiya, Kamen Rider to some degree, Lupin the Third, other things. Those basically mean that we'll probably get regular releases for the most part, but we won't get any of the web shop releases. So if you're waiting for the Seiho Shikocho, Ultimate Kuga or Gatak to come out here, those are definitely not coming out here. You're going to have to somehow secure those elsewhere. The other Seiho Shikocho figures will be coming out, probably. They've released a nice chunk of them so far. And even if they're not necessarily releasing all of them, they have the option to, if they care to release those ones, the regular release ones, they can release them if they want to. Say something like Rising Mighty Kuga can come out here if they want to bring it out here, or if they want to bring out Kabuto is being reissued, they can bring that out here if they want to. That kind of thing. But anything like your Dragon Ball, all those are going to come. All your SH figure arts, Dragon Ball figure arts, Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon are their two biggest IPs in America. And those are all going to come. Naruto, all of those are going to come out here. Those figures are going to come out if they do web shop releases. So hopefully that answers your question. Rick Dom, your thoughts?
Nope, you covered it.
Okay. Let's go to the next question. You had once said that an action figure can never 100% capture a moment as perfectly as a statue can, but didn't elaborate. Is it possible you can elaborate on this? Okay, well, this can be something that is can be a touchy subject for some people, especially people who love action figures. My personal opinion is true, but I also consider it's not really just an opinion. It really, in my opinion, it's not really my. But to be honest, it's really a fact. For example, no matter what you do with an action figure, you're always going to see the joints. You're always going to be the parts are molded in a neutral position. So the positioning of how the figure will be in any kind of pose will always be slightly compromised by the appearance of joints and the fact that it's not molded 100% in that position. While when you sculpt the statue, it's meant to be in that position 100%. You can capture everything in a statue. Things like the clothing blowing in a certain direction, or the moment. You can capture the visual. You can visually sculpt how the pressure of the momentum and everything into the figure. You can't really do that with an action figure. Because if you do, I mean, you can, but it will require tons of swap out parts and tons of things that you have to do to make it perfect. A figure can always capture the pose probably perfectly, but it can never capture the moment visually in perfection. It's just a fact, because a statue is meant to be in that position always, while an action figure can be posed, it's meant to be changed, it's meant to be played with, it's meant to be moved around. Even if you can hide the joints somehow, like on a 1/6 figure, you can never get the position to be 100% to a sculpt that's meant to be sculpted that way. And especially if it's sculpted in a very dynamic way, you can just never capture that essence of the movement as much as you can in a statue, as you can with an action figure, no matter what you do. It's not to say that action figures can't capture it. They can capture it up to, but just not 100%. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. To be honest, if you could actually capture 100% of the action figure, there'd be no reason to own a statue. But there are plenty of people who prefer the sculpting, the detail, the capturing that moment in a 3D form over something that has joints and can, someone can, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be joints. So the fact that there will be joints there already changes the fact that, oh man, I I can't actually, you know, I'm looking at it and I can already see the joint, so it's not capturing it.
It's crazy thinking of the extremes that you know, I don't know about most of our viewers, you know, most of them may be from ACBA or other articulated communities. It's crazy to see, you know, for someone like me and for Emiya here, how things can change from one group of friends to another. Me and Emiya have so many friends that we actually have, you know, believe it or not, we have a huge group of friends that they don't understand why we buy articulated figures.
Static figure, you mean?
Yeah. No, articulated.
Oh, articulated. Oh, you're talking about the statue people.
Yeah, the statue people. Yeah. They don't understand why we buy them. They think the joints always look terrible. They hate the cuts of the sculpt and ruining, you know, what they consider as a perfection, which is perfectly fine. You know, there is room enough for at least us two here for the both of them. But, you know, just people more often than not don't understand why we buy statues. Well, you know that there's a whole community that doesn't understand why we buy articulated versions of those characters as well. You know.
Yeah, it's always crazy if you're someone who's into both things, because often what happens is you have, especially if you're only into that one thing, they don't see the point of buying an articulated figure. But then if you go to the other community, it's like the complete opposite. They don't see the point of buying a static figure. And you know, in my opinion, you know, there's definitely room for both, and both types of mediums offer a different type of thing, different type of expression for your collection, and even for yourself. They give you a different feeling than you know, an articulated figure gives you the playability, but then sometimes you might just want that beautiful display quality of a statue that an articulated figure can't give you. Like I said before, it is 100% true. A statue that's sculpted in the moment is always going to be more perfect than an action figure that's sculpted. That's posed to be positioned in that moment. You just can't get that same kind of you know, look that you can with a statue. And it's not to say that the action figure can't pull off. The action figure can, as very articulated action figure, can pull off the poses and everything. But as far as expressing that energy, that emotion that is not a default emotion. I mean, perfect example right here. Just to give you guys a look. This right here, I'm a huge fan of Father-Son Kamehameha, and your SH Figure Arts action figures, as perfect as articulated as they are, you can never get them to look like this in the pose. There's just no way. There's no way you can get them to look like this. It's just a fact.
Yeah, I mean, even let's say to add on to what Emiya is saying here, let's say no one is saying that you can't pose it exactly how it's posed, you know. But there's gonna be cuts in the joint, and it's not gonna look the same. You know, it's going to look different, whether you can pose it exactly the same or not. And it's not going to have that perfect look.
Yeah, and on top of that, if you look at it right here, you know, Goku's hair, his bangs getting blown to the side, you know, that type of stuff. I mean, unless the figure has a different hairpiece specifically to be posed this way, you're not gonna have. I mean, the way he's straightening right here, the way his body's positioned, you can't get this perfect look that you can in a statue with an action figure. That's just the reality. So it's just to give you guys an example. And there's many other, you know, like this pose, for example, this moment that you're capturing. You know, I mean, this one's probably easier to probably capture with an articulated figure, but you get the idea. You know, you go back to this when you look at it again. It's just this straining, this struggle that they have right here. It's very tough to capture that. An action figure. So hopefully that answered your question. Any closing thoughts, Rick? No,
I said what I wanted to. I'm good.
So going to the next question. What do you think of the Figma and Bandai blank bodies? I see a lot of people buying multiples of them, but not sure if I should. I definitely want one or two, but not sure I want to buy as many as other people are like more than 5. Would I be missing out if I only bought 1 or 2? Well, my friend, I think it really depends on what you're planning to do with them. To be totally honest, I think a lot of these blank bodies, particularly like just in general. For these Figma ones, I would probably mostly use them to turn my characters naked. That's what I would use them for. The other thing that would be very common to use them for is basically using them as base bodies for customs. If you're not actually planning to do any customs, to be honest, you don't really need that many. In fact, I would honestly say you don't even need any at all if you aren't planning to do anything as I just said.
Yeah.
Or you're not, or you can do the other thing, which almost probably no one's using them for drawing. I know some people, they love to push the fact that they can be used for drawing, for artists and stuff to use as bodies to create poses for as models. And if you're not using it for any of those reasons, and really don't actually even need any, but if you're actually planning, definitely don't think if you're only buying one or two, and and you're already in the mindset, I'm already assuming you're not using it for those things. So no, you're definitely not missing out. Again, mostly if you want to do customs, that's mostly what you'd be using them for. The other thing is, yeah, that's basically it. Rick Dom, what do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. Unless you're using them for customs, I don't really see why you'd buy more than if just for having the fun of it, having one of each or something. I don't understand buying more than that if you're not going to do customs or anything like that. And to all these people that keep buying the mail and claiming that they're going to do One Punch Man, just wait for the Figma. Don't waste
There's no reason to waste a body and make one. You might as well just wait for it. There's already going to be official release.
Yeah, just wait for it. It's coming. Patient.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
Nope.
All right. I think we got like one or two more questions.
From email, at least.
Yeah, from email. One more, actually. One more. I am new to figure collecting and noticed that all the major companies on occasion will do the same character. Like recently, I realized there are 4 versions of Iron Man Mark 43 in similar scale. Figma, SHF, Revoltech, and Comic Cave, just to name those. I'm not sure if there are any more. Not particularly speaking of Iron Man Mark 43, but how do you decide which one to buy or which company is the best? This is something that's very relative. Each company specializes in a different kind of thing, which makes them tackling certain characters the choice to buy, depending on what the character is. For something like Iron Man, I think if you want something that's very, really great, the articulation is pretty good, pretty solid articulation, easy to handle. Something like not a Revoltech, but SHF, like SH Figure Arts or a Figma would probably be the choice you'd want to go for. If you want something a bit more artistic, a bit more dynamic than those two choices, then the Revoltech is probably what you'd want to go for. From what I've handled of Comic Cave, which used to be Play Imaginative, theirs is mostly if you want the gimmick features. For example, the Comic Cave one has the light up features, it has the die cast. If you care about the light up feature and the fact that it has die cast, then I would say that go for the Comic Cave one. It won't be as articulated or as dynamic, won't have as much engineering in it as the other 3 choices. That's just speaking for Mark 43. If we're speaking about figures in general, Bandai generally is very good at doing tokusatsu characters like mask heroes. That's their expertise. They are getting better at doing other things like live action anime figures as well. They're generally a pretty solid choice, although when it comes to licenses they don't have a lot of experience in. They sometimes do falter, such as things like the Love Live and Cardcaptor Sakura SHF were not very well received.
Yeah, I was not a fan of the Love Live figures. Ugh.
Generally, if you're going for anime characters, I would always say Figma is better. If anything, not necessarily with articulation, but the balance of everything. The balance of articulation, the balance of a look, sculpt, finish, the paint finish, everything is usually better on Figma than it is on SHF when it comes to the anime characters. Generally, in my opinion, a lot of the anime characters that they do in the SHF line tend to be a little plasticky. So it really comes down to those two, depending on what you want. For the Revoltech line, a lot of it's very dependent on property. As I've said before, the Revoltech line was created by Yamaguchi and Yasuhiro Naitao. And the style of Yamaguchi sculpting along with Naitao's designs are very stylized, or very much Naitao's design. So if it's something that doesn't fall into that design, into their style very well, then a lot of the time the figures don't look default enough for some people. They do have other sculptors, like they have Takeya, they have a couple other guys that do like the Vulcan log and stuff, which that's not Yamaguchi's line, I don't believe. Although Yamaguchi did some of the stuff in it. I think he did Go Shogun and the Machine Robo one, forgot its name at this moment. So they do have other sculptors, but their stuff, again, it's more stylized, and if it's not stylized, the learning curve is higher. So if you're into if you played it for Revoltech and you prefer that type of style with a more artistic articulation, which I will call it, then you probably wouldn't mind doing the Revoltech stuff. But if you want something more basic, then generally your Figma or SHF would be the two lines you normally would go to. Not to mention they have a lot more licenses now than the Revoltech line with Kyoto. The Comic Cave line seems to be mostly just focusing on Iron Man. I only mentioned because you mentioned it in your question. They seem to focus, again, mostly on gimmick. Their articulation and things like that, I don't think is that great from what I've handled.
They just don't put the priority on the articulation.
Yeah, they're more about offering a high-end figure. So, I mean, high-end meaning gimmicks and die-cast. I personally think their figures are just okay. I would always choose the other three over Comic Cave personally. Just because I never really dealt with any great Comic Cave stuff. But generally speaking, I think Figma figures, they generally look better. A lot of the time, not all the time. There are cases where SHF will look better. But speaking strictly, mostly the anime figures, pretty much Figma, always better. They have the ideal body line, they get the proportions right. They usually also, because Good Smile, Max Factor are more fan-oriented. And it's almost kind of an otaku-run company in some way. I think sometimes their stuff's also more fan-friendly. They come with more fan-friendly accessories than, say, an SHF. But not to say that, Bandai doesn't deliver as well. Bandai will do some great stuff also, especially with the licenses they do have more experience with things like Dragon Ball, like Sailor Moon, like those type of stuff, like all the Kamen Rider, obviously all the Tokusatsu, the Mask Hero stuff, all that stuff, that's like their expertise. But when it comes to anime figures, just to give you an example, what I mean is I think if Max Factory tackled Sailor Moon in their Figma line, I would think that those figures will probably be better than the SHF ones. That's to give you an example. I still think that as far as the anime characters go, outside of stuff like Dragon Ball and things like that, I still think that the SHF line is still catching up with Figma as far as the balance of look, articulation, accessories, and things like that. Rick, Dom, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It's always like we were talking about earlier. I'm one of the guinea pigs to trying to give them a chance from not too long ago. It wasn't like this was years ago. Like last year, their Figma Love Live, and I got what's her name?
Honoka, right?
Yeah, I got the Honoka, and man, that thing was terrible. It was just not even kind of close to something that you get like with Figma. And since then, I've bought all of the Figma offerings for Love Live, and I've much prefer sticking with that. That impatience killed me in the end, and I got a figure that I'm stuck with that is just terribly subpar.
like look at this Fujiko. They are getting better. SHF line. I mean, this is a pretty nice figure, and from the pictures I've seen of the final product, it looks pretty good. So I mean, they are doing better. But again, it's just in general, I'd say overall, not just still catching up. But to be honest, they both can coexist, and they both have it. Really, ultimately, I think you need to look at what you have to look at each figure, and then say, you know what, I prefer that, or I like the way this looks, and then you just go with that. That's really at the end of the day. Don't let people online tell you or influence you per se. I mean, you should definitely look at their pictures and look at what they have to say. But then at the end of the day, make your own choice about what you want. Buy a Figma figure, play with it. Buy an SHF, buy a Revoltech, buy a Comic-Cade figure, play with it, and Play Arts Kai, whatever. Just play with it.
You be the judge.
Yeah, you be the judge. So, because anything in this stuff, it's all relative. There's no 100%. Oh, this is better than this, or that company's better than that. Each company does their thing well, but then even sometimes there always will be people who prefer that version for a specific reason. Any other closing thoughts on that?
Nope.
No? All right. Well, we can move on to all the questions here. Let us see. All right. Finally, we're moving on. Why doesn't Boog and the others do this on Sunday, showing what you guys are talking about so that the audience know what the hell they're talking about? Actually, I don't know why we don't do it. It's not my show, and it's not Rick Dom. Well, technically, it's kind of Rick Dom's show.
Yeah, I'll give you the reasoning. Then.
Okay, well there you go, Rick Dom. Please answer for
the reality, sadly, Sonic Rockman X is that the show is very much so catered towards American collectors. More American topics and American brands. Most of our panel, when all are present, actually, they outweigh how many people buy imports to American figures. So. It's kind of hard, and one of the mainstays of the show as well. Not to put any blame on him, but it's just the reality. Fabio doesn't buy anything practically imported whatsoever. So talking about these kind of topics, Sonic Rockman is really hard because at the end of the day, it just feels like what we're doing right now.
Actually, I think he's asking why we don't put the pictures here, like here.
Oh.
I think that's what he's actually asking.
Yeah, you know why we don't do that? Because Boog is doing it. Boog is the one that hosts the show, so he has control over the panel and what's shown on the screen. And to quote Boog, although he's not here to say it himself, he don't got time for that shit. So he wouldn't do it. I don't believe.
Mr. Johnny McInich, our friend, says. A ninja seems more fitting for Spidey than I'm assuming a samurai. Yes, I do agree with you, Johnny. Okay. Let's see.
There's a lot of questions.
A lot of comments, not a lot of questions.
No, there's a lot of questions. You have to keep scrolling.
I keep scrolling down.
You're too high up. It's just it doesn't matter who's asking them. It's just Sonic Rockman asked quite a few.
Yeah. What are we going to do with the bodies? Are you talking about the
blank bodies?
The blank bodies?
We already explained.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make naked versions of the figures. That's what I'm trying to do. And
naked
also
versions.
Upgrade some of my Billy Harringtons.
Naked versions, customs. Aside from that, I don't see another use.
You know that Bandai has stopped doing Mega Man figures. Do you think that's it? No more Mega Man D arts, SH figure arts, or the line can be revived. The line can always be revived. It's one of those things. I think that it's always something in the back burner. They have the license. They can always do more figures. I think it's more just them getting around to it. I get the impression, again, I've always said this before, Bandai does not like to take risk. They see one figure not selling, it's, cut up, end the line, don't release it. They don't get some... I think that they want everything for them, all their stuff to be home runs, which in this industry is just very tough, especially with a lot of competition. So something like Rockman, I think, which primarily does very well here in the United States, but doesn't particularly do well internationally, I think kind of hurts the line a little bit. Again, I think Bandai has just recently really started taking the US market very seriously. And hopefully, if that's the case, then we will see a resurgence of new Rockman figures coming out at some point again. Again, Bandai does not like to take risk. They don't like to do anything that not every fucking figure is a home run. That's what they want. If you just look at their track record of how they do things and how they drop lines so easily, the proof is there. It's a fact. So they don't like to take risks.
The reality is when one figure flops,
I think the Forte
very, very bad.
People say Forte didn't sell that well, so maybe that's probably the reason.
Bass and Treble didn't sell at all. They're still available right now. So
that might be the reason. We don't really know because again, I don't work for Bandai or anything. So that would be it. So. Anyways, moving on to the next question because we know you got more questions. Oh, okay. I skipped over a question actually. What is your opinions on model kits versus figures? Like a model kit of Wing Gundam versus Robot Damashi Wing Gundam. Okay. Generally speaking, the action figure is more stable than a model kit. Model kit is not really meant to be posed in a really crazy way like Robot Damashi is meant to be played as an action figure. The model kit, depending on what one you buy, if you buy like an RG, obviously the RG will have much greater detail than the Robot Damashi. If you buy a high grade model, like a high grade 1144 versus Robot Damashi, articulation will probably be comparable, but the main thing you'll probably notice is mostly just little things about, the stability of a Robot Damashi will probably be better. But then again, the model kit will give you the option that you can give it greater detail than a Robot Damashi. And often Bandai is very smart. What they do is they offer Robot Damashi Wing Gundam, but then your real grade Wing Gundam, your master grade Wing Gundam, your high grade Wing Gundam can all be very different designs, like very different takes on the same design.
Not just that, but they release the kits first.
Yeah, they release the kits first because they do realize, they always release the lesser version first, and then they kind of move their way up. And obviously that's strategically done because they don't want people. Because if you release the best thing right away, everyone's just going to buy the best thing. So, of course, you release it kind of gradually. You start from the bottom and you work your way up. But going back to your question, the model kits can offer something that the action figures don't offer. Generally speaking, you get to build it. So if you enjoy the building process, the model kit process, then it's something that is there for you. Articulation and engineering can be really great as well. They do a lot of great, big, sometimes very revolutionary stuff in the model kits. So speaking strictly just the high grade or the real grade, generally you have pretty decent articulation. Articulation, I would say, is pretty even for both. For the details, again, really depends on what version you buy. Generally, Robot Damashi I consider are kind of like, they're pretty detailed, but they're not, the focus of Robot Damashi is not generally the detail. It's generally the playability and the action aspect, the in-action aspect, which they like to push with the effects parts and lots of, articulation and things like that. They love to push the recreating scenes and interacting with effects and all that type of stuff. And again, the number one thing for a Robot Damashi is you don't have to build it. It's instant fun or instant gratification once you open the box. Right out of the box, you can already do everything you want to do with it. So that's already the number one thing that you'd probably want to have.
They both have their merits,
But I mean, the model kit is the model kit. So it really just depends on if you have the time and you want to work on it and you want to kind of have more control over how it looks at the end of the day. Then model kit is probably the best way to go. If you don't have any time, you don't want to build anything. The model kit's also more fragile because it uses the styrene plastic, which is the more like an ABS kind of harder plastic. It's also sharper in that sense, but again, if you drop it or something, you could potentially break it a lot easier than you would action figure, because an action figure uses a variety of different types of plastic. So there's the model kit, but generally the model kit plastic is lighter than the action figure plastic. So moving on to the next question. I hope that answered it for you. People say that sales don't matter of a figure line to end or continue, but then why do some lines end because of bad in sales? Yet some figure lines sale do bad in sales, yet it continues, like DBZ.
I don't know what you're talking about. DBZ doesn't do bad at all.
Yeah, DBZ does incredible. It did bad in Japan in the beginning, but it did great in the US. The only reason that the line still goes on is because it does great here and internationally. And now because I think people buy them up here and they're, and it makes it a little harder for people in Japan to get certain things. I think the line's interest in Japan has now shot. Of course, because Dragon Ball Super is on TV. But the fact of the matter is sales really do matter, especially when it comes to Bandai. Like I said before, Bandai does not like to take risks. If they see any major dip in sales, they will suddenly not care about a figure line anymore. That's just how they are. They're not really doing things. They're definitely more about the bottom line overall first. Even though they do try to do things for the fans, I think ultimately it's about the bottom line. And that's one of the reasons why they like to underproduce. They underproduce because they don't want their stuff to always sell out. They don't want their stuff to sit on the shelf. It looks bad to retailers and it looks good for them. It builds up hype because when you create this artificial interest, you artificially create this demand, people, they get into it. They're like, oh man, I need to get this because, suddenly this guy who didn't care before, because now it's sold out and he realizes he lost his chance. Now he suddenly really wants it. That's always how it is. Always about.
Yeah, we've had friends on many occasions not give a shit about something, but when they see that it's sold out and that the number was really low, all of a sudden they want it.
Yeah, I mean, that is really the reality of how this all works.
And that's just how humans work.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, that's really what it comes down to in the end. Yeah, definitely sales really do matter. I don't know where you heard this from, but yeah, sales do matter more than anything.
Whoever told you that sales don't matter, they're obviously not in the business. And whoever told you that the DBZ line doesn't do well obviously doesn't know anything other than their own opinion.
Yeah. Like I said, at the end of the day, words mean nothing. Everything is about your wallet. If you want to...
I mean, Adam has said it in our interviews many, many times. So that's from the horse's mouth that you need to buy for this stuff to keep going.
Yeah. That's really what it all comes down to in the end. So... hopefully that answered your question. Moving on to your next question. If you guys happen to break apart on a figure, what are your methods to repair it? Any methods other than super glue? LOL. Again, it really depends on what type of break you have. I think a lot of it comes down to, I mean, if it's like something like you broke the blade off, like you broke the blade or something on the sword, and sadly there's probably nothing you can do because it's such a small part, you can't really glue it or anything. But let's say you break a joint and the joint's like on the moving part with a peg and there's nowhere you can really insert a pin, then unfortunately you're kind of screwed. And thus you can buy another arm or buy someone else who broke theirs, or you broke the other arm and you could buy the joint from them. But if it's something like it's like a break where it looked like it was just that the glue got separated, like it didn't really break, but let's say that the part was originally glued on, but then it just like you broke the glue, then that's obviously very easy to fix. You just re-glue it. And if it's something like, a piece broke, but then, you can repin it, like a joint where you can repin, then that's the other way too. It really just depends on the nature of the break. There's a lot of people on the action figure communities that do this type of stuff. So I'm sure if you take a picture of whatever you have that's broken, you can always, get some advice. Or you can do it the other way. You can If you just bought it and you just broke it, well, you can just contact the place you bought it from and get another one. So, Rick Don?
Yeah, I mean, everything he said is true. You know, sometimes some of the smaller pieces, even glue, won't fix a damn thing. I don't know. I've never, and you know, of course, now that I say this, I'm gonna have some fucking bad luck, and a bunch of them are gonna break. But I've never really dealt with figures breaking other than like joints getting stuck, which can be easily fixed. But with American figures, what I do is I just send over to my friend Billy. You know, he fixes pretty much everyone's figures in the community. So you know, I recommend, you know, if you have an American figure, something more simpler to fix, you know, go hit a Billy.
Yeah, I would say if it's a high-end figure that broke, like a Hot Toys or something like that, definitely try to contact where you bought it from, or contact Hot Toys or Sideshow, or if it's like a Chogokin figure, you know, wherever you bought it from, try to get a replacement, because, you know, for some, if you're spending a couple of $100s on the figure, you know, retail price, then there's no reason why that thing should break on you. So definitely look into that. Hopefully we answer your question. I see there's 2 more questions left. If anyone has any questions, start asking them now, because otherwise we'll close the show. But we have 2 more questions right now. If you have any more, think of anything you want, just ask, and we'll do our best to answer it. Since import figures are way more expensive to simply just get another figure like Hasbro or Marvel. Oh, okay, so he's just following up. Like I said, man, just try to contact, you know, wherever you bought it from or whatever, or like I said, ask for advice on the matter. Like we already elaborated on. That's probably your best way. It does suck if something like that, like I said, especially if it's a high-end thing, then I would definitely recommend, is definitely the best to just go ahead and try to get a replacement somehow. So always check your stuff as soon as you get it. You know, move the joints, you know, don't like try to break it off or anything, but just move it, you know, break it in, you know, make sure everything is there and everything moves the way it's supposed to. Put all the stuff on, make sure the parts fitting is good. You know, always make sure everything is nice and solid before you know, consider you truly own it. In your opinion, oh, go on, Rick.
I was just about to say, and when in doubt, when you get a figure that feels like it's stuck, put that shit in the freezer. A lot of people don't know the very simple way to fix and being able to move a figure, even when something feels stuck, is just put it in the freezer. You know, the plastic is going to get very, very strong, and it's also going to be very loose from the cold. So you get the perfect combination of being able to move your figure when something is stuck when you put it in the freezer.
Yeah, but don't go crazy, because
don't go crazy either.
It also makes the plastic more rigid, so you do something that you overexert your strength, you might break it by accident. So, you know, but it does make everything more. It does compress, so then you can kind of, you know, move it a little, you know, break it in easier. The next question: in your opinion, why hasn't Bandai stopped those who make bootlegs of their effects? That's a good question. The main reason, and this is not really even in my opinion, this is really just a fact, I just don't think it's really worth their time. They probably already make a lot of, I mean, the effect parts are already not like, they're already reasonably priced. Even the bootlegs are only a few dollars cheaper. While they do, you know, they do have like more colors, the bootlegs and stuff. I just don't think Bandai really feels a threat by it. I don't think that it's a big enough issue that affects their sales, that, you know, their stuff still sells out regardless. So I think it doesn't affect their sales. And like I said, the fact that they are close in price, some people just say, oh, I'll just go ahead and spend a few dollars more. Especially if it's the same color, you can get the color, it's just the regular version. You can just say, oh, well, I can just go ahead and just buy this one, and it doesn't matter. It's only a couple of dollars more. It's official one. And the only time I think they really probably do it really does hurt them is when it's a color that's not available officially. And that's where, and in my opinion, Bandai only has themselves to blame for that. They should offer more colors and, you know, different versions of the flame effect, or, you know, electric effect, thunder effect, whatever, wave effect, doesn't matter, impact effect. They should offer those different colors if it is in fact the reason that people are buying these knockoff ones because people are offering more colors, you can't really blame the guy, right? So, but I think the reason they don't really try is because, again, the bootlegs are not too, they're close enough in price, and also I think it doesn't really affect their sales that greatly. I don't think. I think people still buy up all of them. I mean, they always sell out. They always end up reissuing them. So,
and it's fucking hard to stop them. It's not easy.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing. It is really hard to stop them. It's not as easy as people think.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason.
Shut one guy down, another guy.
There's a reason. There's a reason why these big companies can't stop these torrent sites. Why these big companies can't stop the illegal streaming sites like, Movie 4K, et cetera, et cetera. There's a reason you can't stop them. There's a reason why they're always around, is because it's not easy to stop these guys. They're in different countries, or at least their hubs are in different countries. It's not easy to stop these guys.
So yeah, I mean that's basically it. Hope that was a good enough answer. Does anyone else have any questions? Otherwise, we will close the show. Anyone have any questions right now? Anyone watching that has a question? If everyone's gone, it's okay too. But anyone has any questions, please ask them now. I guess there might be no more questions. Rick Nam, do you have anything you want to say?
Anything I feel I wanted to comment on?
Any more questions?
Hey man, don't cut me off, you son of a No, I think if I've said my piece on all the topics. Yeah.
Our next episode, do you think I'm not sure when our next episode. Well, either if we're going to be doing one next week or we're going to be doing one on the usual schedule bi-weekly.
Yeah, I guess it's all going to depend on what we have to talk about.
Yeah.
If
there's more if there's more topics, then there will be more to talk about. This episode was mostly talking about like the releases and things like that. If you guys have something you guys want to talk about, want us to discuss, please, email us at importinaction@gmail.com, or just post here the questions, whatever you guys have. Either is fine. You can follow us. We all the links are going to be. I'm going to put them in the description for this episode. You can follow both of us on Instagram. I'm Starlock on Instagram, and he is Cable2345. That's Starlock and Cable2345 on Instagram. We are also started the channel for the page for this channel on Facebook. So come give us a like. You can also ask us questions on there too. Any questions will be fine. We're probably looking to have some guests on here pretty soon. I'm not sure who yet, but we're working on a couple people. So probably in a few episodes, we will probably have a guest.
And don't forget to check us out every Sunday on the ACBA podcast.
Oh yeah. We're also on the ACBA podcast. Both me and Rick Nam are both on the ACBA podcast. So if you love American action figures and American comic book news with mainstream Japanese stuff, then we'll be talking about that on there. So yeah. So one last call. Does anyone have any questions? Ask anything, and I'll do my best to answer. If there's no people asking questions, then we will close out the show. Doesn't look like anyone's asking a question, so I guess we will be closing out the show. All right then. Thank you all for coming on. If you have friends and stuff like that, and they like Japanese action figures and all that type of stuff, please tell them about the show. And please follow us and check us out. We're still starting up, so things are not too big right now, but eventually we hope to bring you guys more news and discussion and things like that. So
yep.
Anyways, guys, thank you very much for coming on. Once again, happy birthday, Ranka Lee. It's going to be still her birthday right now, at least for the next 11 minutes where I live. In the next 3 hours and 11 minutes where he lives. So, yeah, we should be good. Any closing thoughts, Rick?
Happy birthday, Ranka.
All right. Happy birthday, Ranka. Hold on, let me see if we have any more questions. I don't think we do. Do we have any more questions? No, we don't have any more questions. So we will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys. Thank you all for coming.